Welcome to the Sharp Sports YouTube podcast. My name is Andrew Sharp. This is my best friend from high school, Mr. Tyler Anthony. We are live in New Orleans at the world famous Cafe Du Monde, which on a Monday you'd think would be kind of whatever, but it is packed, totally packed with tourists and locals hanging out. We got a little bit of iced coffee as Tyler was there. We also got some beignets, brand spanking new fresh right out of the kitchen. Super good. I've been here in New Orleans since Friday. My boy Tyler and I were very lucky to go not only to the LSU game on Saturday versus Arkansas, but we sat in the Tiger box with Tyler. And how'd you get those tickets, by the way?
Very lucky that one of the guys I work with, Dr. Savoie, didn't want to go. So,
Hell yeah, man.
And with the LSU season not being the most exciting,
No.
I think it was fitting that someone wanted to give them away, but we got to enjoy a pretty good game.
Was a good game.
Yeah.
They actually forced Arkansas to a bunch of turnovers. By the time we found our seats, it was already 7-0 because they had a special teams gaff that gave Arkansas a touchdown. Then Arkansas went down and basically marched right down the field. It was 14-0 first quarter, and we were both a little nervous that it might get out of control.
I was even more nervous that LSU didn't even have their quarterback.
Right, and we kind of missed that.
Van Buren Jr.
Van Buren Jr.
He did a pretty good job. What do you think about?
Well, considering how many games he probably started? Zero.
First
right,
game.
Right. If they had Nussmeier, I think they would have been all right.
First game, first start.
Yep.
First win, and now bowl eligible.
Oh, I forgot about that. Right, bowl eligible.
Yeah.
So definitely big story down here in New Orleans and Baton Rouge has been the dismissal of Brian Kelly. And he definitely, Brian Kelly is an interesting guy because he basically, this is before NIL, I really think the whole idea of him coming to LSU was that he could recruit a different caliber of athlete and get them into LSU, both on the academic side, and he didn't have to basically more fertile recruiting grounds in the South at LSU than Notre Dame. But I think for Brian Kelly, it sounds like from one of the stories I've been reading and little dips and dabs here is that he basically kind of got sick of recruiting. There's a famous story on interview basically with Ryan Russillo and, I'm forgetting his name, main college game day guy, that basically they would hand the phone to Brian Kelly and tell him, hey, talk to this recruit, and he would say, schedule an appointment. Why? Half these kids, especially these kids under the age of 18, are all on their phones.
Yep.
That's how you interact. That's how you connect with these kids. You get on their phone, you FaceTime a little bit, chop it up, whatever. And he would not do that. He was old dude, I'm just going to make it come on, man. These kids are not going to do that.
I agree. Down here in the South, the Southern hospitality that you're seeing here,
sure,
people want that relationship, that connection. You're not going to do that.
And he was already kind of an outsider because really Brian Kelly's a Northeast guy.
Yeah.
He grew up in the Northeast, Ohio, all that stuff. He really was kind of an outsider. So if you're going to come down here, you got to buy all the way in.
He exemplified the North.
Right,
He doesn't want
which
to
is
talk
fine.
to anybody.
Right.
All business, no personality. And when he left, too, amazingly, nobody really said too many nice things about him.
No, it's been bad. No, I know.
That's not a fun person to be around.
No. So we'll be curious to see who takes the LSU job. I mean, it's definitely, in my opinion, it's definitely still better than Penn State.
Could be Frank Wilson. I mean, look at those amazing trick plays that we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No, that's not a bad idea. So anyway, we had a good time at the LSU game. Lots of good food. Hung out. Good to see the Tigers win. And then we kind of went to the opposite spectrum of excellence. And only because I love Steph Curry. I love Steph Curry. I think he's an amazing player. He's one of my favorite players to watch live. I was at one of the 9 losses they had when they went 73-9 back in the day. Did not win the title.
Goated field goal maker. Not goated overall.
Well, and here's the funny part. So we went to that because they were playing the god-awful New Orleans Pelicans here in New Orleans.
We're back.
We got really cheap tickets, and we basically were like, well, we'll go for the game, for Steph. And then Steph had the most mid-whatever game.
It was mid-low.
Mid-low game.
2 3-pointers.
2 3-pointers. Anyway,
Three
but
free throws.
right, but then Moses Moody was absolutely on fire.
That was
He had
awesome.
7 threes in the first half. He was unbelievable. And basically, it looked like the varsity versus the JV. And the Warriors are actually currently 8th in the West. They're not even that good this year.
Yeah.
And they made New Orleans look like a NBA development squad.
We carry on the theme of no coaches in Louisiana. So we have no LSU coach.
Oh, right,
We have
because
no Pelicans
no
coach.
Pelicans coach. So that should be the title of the video. No coaches needed. No coaches needed.
Although
That's
we did lose to the Pelicans, though. It was close.
Yeah, well, no, you lost to the Warriors. What are you talking about? The Warriors lost to the Warriors blew them out. I mean, it was over by this first half.
You know, sadly, we might not have a Tulane coach.
Oh, really? What's happening there?
You know, Summerall, after a good season,
right?
Everybody's kind of projecting him to take one of these SEC jobs.
Yeah. I mean, going from Tulane to LSU is a big step up.
Yeah.
Well, but I would say the one thing he would have
he's got connections down.
He would have connections. That would also make it. We were just talking about where Brian Kelly didn't kind of embrace the South, embrace New Orleans, all that stuff. He would have a head start on that. There's no question about that. Yeah, he just when you have guys like that too, especially how old? You know how old he is? Is he a pretty young guy still?
40, I think he's in 40s.
Yeah, so he's basically our age.
Yeah.
But if you're taking a big boy job like that, what you want to do then is you try to go get the best offensive coordinator you can possibly get. And you basically say, you run the offense, and I'm basically going to be in charge of the rest of the team. And that's the best way to do it. It really is.
Well, you could argue. I think Summerall's got unfinished business in Tulane.
Okay.
I think he needs to build up his coaching staff a little bit better.
Yeah.
Not to say anything against the ones they have right now, but I think he needs to show his value in terms of developing that side of his organization that he runs.
Okay.
And and then also with the NIL and just like this new kind of changing.
Yeah.
Especially with the latest news that I read. Was the NC2A versus whatever, and they're saying now the schools can pay for the athletes.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you have to pay. Yeah, of course.
And that's going to change recruiting. That's going to just.
Well, it already has. But yeah.
Correct.
No, it already has.
But you know my opinion on that.
I know your opinion on that. We can unpack that a little bit. Tyler and I had a vigorous argument about that the other day, but it's all right. Yeah. It's part of what being friends are. No, it's fine, dude. It's fine. My position is that all these kids, a lot of these kids were getting paid under the table, and now it's out in the open. Your argument is that some of them need to earn more of it, and I completely agree.
Correct.
They need to structure it, in my opinion, the way they need. We're kind of bouncing all over here, but that's fine. That's part of what hanging out here is. But no, they need to structure it. They really need to get away from the 1 years. They need to, basically, you come out of high school, you do a 2-year commitment. After 2 years, if it sucks and you don't like the coach, you're not playing or whatever, then you can bounce. But this one and done, basically, carousel year to year is not sustainable.
Correct.
So if you did 2-year commitments with a minimum signing or whatever, that'd be fine. I'd be good with that.
And you get 5 total years. That's why.
Well, eligibility. That's a different thing. Yeah. That's a little bit different thing. But I would say 2-year commitments because this one and done, absolute insane stuff is just it doesn't work. I mean, locally here locally where I live in Colorado, Deion Sanders brought in 70 new players. 70. I mean, it's insane. 70 new players, and as if in 6 months, those guys are going to become a team. It's a joke. Yeah. You can't do that. 70. I'd say 20 to 25 is really what you're looking to do. Maybe 25, 30 at the most, but 70 is absolutely bonkers. You can't tell me that 70 people. I mean, think about it, if you were like starting a company and you had 70 new employees
every single year. There's no way you're going to be a good company.
No, it's not going to work at all.
It's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work. So anyway, we still think that the Tigers are definitely heading the right direction. I mean, they played hard. It wasn't like they didn't lay down for Arkansas. And Arkansas is not a good club, but they were playing all kinds. Arkansas was running all these trick plays, and I mean, they were pulling out every stop they could to win one SEC game. So you got to give them that.
They came up close,
right?
But
and it's still the South. You really have to. It's the SEC. All these guys have players. You got to bring it every Saturday, or you will lose.
But you know what? It was the battle of the boot, man.
The battle of the boot, right? I always forget they have all these
consecutive years that LSU's won it. So I
always forget there's all these little rivalries.
Game.
Sure.
I don't know if you call it a rivalry game.
No, if you got Michigan has it too with Minnesota and all these things. If you got a prize at the end, it's definitely a rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that Arkansas is not on the level of Alabama. That's why the LSU-Bama thing, because they were literally played a 9-6 game for a national title back in the day.
All right, so if you're an LSU fan, are you optimistic about the win? Do you feel like this kind of recenters the team?
I would think so.
No.
I would say you're. Here's the thing. The problem is that we're definitely. What's up? Okay. But yeah, we're definitely looking for some sort of direction, and so. Oh well, here.
My God.
I guess we're paying for the
paying for
beignets and coffee.
How much is it? How much was it?
Tyler with the fast money cash.
Here we go. 1, 2. Take
All
some
right.
of that too. There you go.
See, you go live, you never know what's going to happen. I didn't know we had to pay like right away, but he seems pretty insistent. But okay, whatever, that's fine. I also love it. I love being in the South.
Put my wallet in my pocket.
Only in the South do they tell you cash only all the time. I mean, I never have that anywhere else I go. It's ridiculous, but it's fine. How are they? They good? Yeah, I was gonna eat more in a second. I just didn't want to. They put a generous amount of powdered sugar on here, and I'm trying to semi look professional. But anyway, and we also got some guy who's really started to play saxophone. So if you hear a little sax in the back,
you never know what you're going to expect. You never know.
Well, no, that's why we wanted to do it down here. This is awesome. Anyway, so
LSU pulling off the W.
Yep. So last thing I want to hit for sure.
All right.
As I literally watched this on my phone as we went to the Pelicans game, because the Pelicans had a 6 p.m. local tip, which is pretty early, 6:30 p.m. local tip.
6 p.m.
Yeah,
6.
We're really early. And the Denver Broncos were still playing, battling the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
So I watched the last quarter on my phone at the Pelicans
Awesome game.
It was an awesome game. Biggest win in Denver, arguably, since Peyton Manning retired, and I would agree with that. Broncos are 9-2 on the year, which is absolutely incredible. Have basically a stranglehold on the AFC West because the LA Chargers got absolutely railroaded yesterday by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Chiefs are now 5-5 on the year, including 2 AFC West losses, both to the Chargers and the Broncos. So it's a great time. I actually kind of wish I was in Denver right now just for the talk radio portion of it, but I'll get back. I'm flying back tonight, so
maybe Sean Payton's going to see this podcast. And Sean, if you see it, we miss you here in Louisiana.
Yeah, I bet they do.
But happy that he's finding some success.
Yep.
And who would have thought the Denver Broncos would be 9-2? Not to be offensive.
No, I thought they would. I knew they would do better this year. I had them at 11-6. I did not think that they were gonna. You have to beat the champ to dethrone the champ, and they have beaten the champs. They have beaten the champs. It was a huge win in Denver. I don't care how it happens. It wasn't totally ugly, but it was definitely a defensive battle.
What's up with Kansas City, dude? They're just
a couple things. One is even though they finally have a good receiving core. They still, in my opinion, ask Mahomes to do too much. And remember, we were talking about this on the way over here. They were like 9-1 in one-score games last year, and this year I think they're like
0-5.
0-5, right? 0-5. So all of a sudden, instead of winning all those games last year, they're losing them. And on top of that, remember, remember this. What usually happens to the team that loses the Super Bowl the next year? They almost always have it's a Super Bowl hangover year.
Correct.
Well, and they got worked in that Super Bowl. I worked that Super Bowl in my job. That Super Bowl was basically non-competitive after the first quarter.
Yeah.
They absolutely had no answer on their offensive line. By the way, this is the third time in the last 7 or 8 years that Kansas City has had to rework or revamp their offensive line. And I'm not sure if this version of it is the defense. The Kansas City defense is not the problem. The problem is they got to produce some offense, and they kind of were pulling rabbits out of the hat last year.
My boy Kelsey, he's
actually Kelsey had an okay game. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But yeah, the Magic in Kansas City, they got an uphill fight now. So they might not even make the playoffs. Well, technically, I believe they're 8th right now. They're actually still behind the Chargers, believe it or not, at least from what I saw last night. So, but the Denver Broncos, I'm telling you, I mean, if they don't win the AFC West this year, I don't know when they're ever going to win it. Because they're 9-2, there's only 6 games left. I mean, they have got to get over the hump and win this.
You guys have a stellar defense.
Oh, the defense.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I like Bo Nix.
I believe in Bo Nix. I'm a believer. Yeah. I am. He's just got it. Last year, he at least showed
some. You guys have no running back, though.
Well,
how's that going to work for the end of the season?
It's hard to say.
One injury, and then it could be done.
They pulled Jaleel McLaughlin off the scrap heap because they literally hadn't had him active in a while. Yep. And they pulled him out, and he did okay. They basically gave away Audric Estime, but that was fine. He was a 5th round Notre Dame guy, not a big deal. The problem with J.K. Dobbins, I like J.K. Dobbins, but he literally, J.K. Dobbins now officially has played. He has not finished a single NFL career year. He's never finished the year. He has literally gone on IR every year of his career. So
much talent, just can't stay healthy, man.
Correct. And so now the debate's going to be whether they sign him on the offseason. I don't think they're going to.
All right, here's a question for you.
Okay.
For your subscriber fans and everything.
Sure.
Greatest running back in Denver Bronco history.
Oh, come on, Tyler. You know the answer to that. What's the answer to that?
Actually, I don't know, dude.
Oh, come on, dude.
I probably should know.
Really?
No, I don't know.
Maha Salute. He invented the Maha Salute. Terrell Davis, man.
Oh,
back when we were living in Albuquerque at the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest,
dude.
my favorite Broncos player, I mean, other than Peyton Manning, but is Sharp. Shannon Sharp.
Sure. Shannon. And Shannon was there before I even. Shannon was on teams before I even lived in Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the greatest. Well, you know what, John Elway.
Greatest Bronco.
John Elway is pretty solid.
There were some other good ones. Floyd Little was a good one. Tom Jackson's a great player as well. But no, and Tom Jackson's not a running back. But no, the greatest running back in Denver Broncos history is by far Terrell Davis.
We have to rep Peyton Manning because he's from New Orleans. So that's wherever he goes, you just gotta like him.
Those 4 years in Denver were incredible.
That was a gift.
Yeah, dude. Well, the Colts decided to go with luck. I understood why they did.
Who's the running back when Peyton Manning won?
What's up?
When they won the Super Bowl, who's the running back?
I think of his name in a second. You put me on the spot. Funny thing is, he used to work. He actually did some work with the fan when I was there, working with the fan. Yeah. And I'm gonna think of his name in just a second. Now you put me on the spot, and I can't remember. But I'll think of it in a second.
I stumped the encyclopedia.
You did.
Dude, you know everything.
Well, I got the jazz going on. I got the beignets. I got the coffee.
There's an upgrade.
I'm having a brain fart.
Maybe have a little caffeine.
Well, maybe I need a sip of this.
Right there, dude. All right, who is his receivers?
Well, on that team, I mean, you had a bunch of different guys. They had Wes Welker. Yeah. I mean, Demaryius Thomas was really still the guy on that team.
Yeah. Sure.
Rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas. Great player.
He
passed away. Yeah. Oh my God, Tyler. Yes, he had a heart condition and died.
Gosh,
he died probably 4 or 5 years ago. It was really sad. So they honored him. They honored Demaryius Thomas at one of the games last year with the team and all that. So
yeah, he was a great target. All you had to do is throw it up. He was catching it.
Yep. Anyway, I will think of that Bronco running back, I'm sure, after I turn off the recording, but that's all right. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's always whenever you're done with conversations or phone calls. That's when you have the best questions.
No, the funny thing is,
answers.
The funny thing is, I've met the guy like 8 times too, and I still am like passing a blank. Anyway, so now we got a full jazz serenade, which I hope didn't completely take over the video, but we're gonna see how that goes. Was not expecting the live jazz in New Orleans, but actually I should have been expecting it, but it's all right. It's all good. But so we touched on a little bit of everything, and yeah, man, it's been a fun weekend.
Excellent.
A lot of sports.
Glad to have you in New Orleans, man.
I appreciate that. All
right, we got 1 W. Pelicans.
Awful. Pelicans awful.
We ended it on probably the worst athletic performance watching.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
got to see Steph.
Well, we were going for. I told you, if it wasn't Steph Curry, we wouldn't have gone to that game. So.
And ending on a day like this, man. 76, New Orleans.
Yep.
Some beignets, some coffee.
Yep.
That's how you end an awesome weekend, man.
I agree. So, kudos. I'm gonna make him do a few more of these at some point. He's a hard man to get a hold of sometimes.
I love being a guest, dude.
I know you do. I thought you'd be chill. You kept like, what are we going to talk about? I'm like, we're just going to shoot it.
We'll do another one. If Tulane makes playoffs, we're definitely going to do another one.
Okay. Yeah. We should talk about that. That'd be cool.
And they have an 18% chance.
Okay.
Behind North Texas. All right. Whoever else. So. They can do it, man.
All right. Well, LSU will not be in the playoffs. Next year, maybe.
No. Well, SEC is so competitive too, man. So it's different when you're comparing Tulane to LSU. Apples and oranges right there. But
I know.
I don't know. It depends on that's the big question mark for LSU, right? They're going to have to get a coach, and then somehow they're going to have to totally take They'll lose Nussmeier. Nuss is gone.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, I'll leave it at this, and then we're going to sign off.
There we go.
Remember, poor Nussmeier, who'd they have? We were here 2 years ago. Him and I went to the record-setting Jaden Daniels LSU Florida game. So, and especially in this transfer portal world, you get one right quarterback on the right year, Joey B. You get one good quarterback on the right year with the talent that's already in Louisiana and Texas. You can definitely win a natty. So, by the way, Brian Kelly, first coach to not win a natty in LSU in the 21st century. Other previous 3 coaches at LSU, all at least Orgeron, Les Miles, and Nick Saban, all won a title at LSU. So it definitely can happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. And Sharp Sports YouTube Live. What a wild ride. And I'll be back to a full Bronco breakdown at some point when I'm back in Denver. And thanks for tuning in.